What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the DMR 14 and some recent rumors that it was buffed or the nerf to it was reverted. We're going to get into all of that and where the DMR 14 fits in the current Warzone meta. If you guys do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and comment down below what you think of the DMR 14. So, there's rumors that the nerf was reverted and that the DMR 14 is back to being exactly as it was pre-nerf. And that is not the case. I think what really happened, the nerf was not reverted at all. But what really happened is a lot of people's brains, when the DMR 14 got nerfed, they just wanted to drop it. It's like that Toy Story meme where he's dropping the toy, he's done playing with it. And that's how us, the Warzone community, felt about the DMR 14. Everyone was so fed up with it and so tired of using it for like 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. It was way better than anything else in the game, and it was pretty much the only thing you could use. So as soon as it was nerfed and we had the option to use other things, the Warzone community just quickly migrated away from it and went towards other things like the Kilo, CR56 AMAX, the FFAR in the car, the M16. There's so many weapons that people are using in Warzone right now, and because the DMR 14 nerf happened, people had the perception that it wasn't good anymore. But that was never the case. The DMR 14 was always good. Even after the nerfs, it was insane. It's just that everybody wanted to use new things, so they migrated. And then some people recently came back to it and was like, wow, this is still insane. I myself knew it was probably still going to be good after the nerfs, but I just wanted to play with other things. Like I said, the CR56, the FFAR. There was a lot of guns that I wanted to use in Warzone that we just couldn't really use for 2 weeks because of the DMR's dominance. So, once it was nerfed, I took a break from it, recently came back to it, and it is still insane. The recoil they added is definitely noticeable, especially at long ranges. You're not just going to be able to full spam all the time. I think that's the main difference from the DMR 14 of the past and the DMR 14 now, is that you have to be really mindful of when you just open up and full spam as fast as you can. If you do it at the wrong times, you're going to grief yourself, and you're not going to be able to get those kills. Just as a general rule, I don't know if this is necessarily the most specific thing or the most perfect thing. If the opponent is within like 50 meters or so, you can probably full spam. But at those longer ranges, you're going to need to tap fire. You're maybe going to need to burst fire. I found some success shooting in quick 2-shot bursts at those longer ranges, or maybe even 3-shot bursts. You can't just full spam all the time unless you're mounted. If you're able to mount on those targets at long range, then you can still open up and just gun them down, no problem. But that just kind of puts the DMR 14 in somewhat of a weird spot because it is an insanely dominant gun still. And you'll see in the gameplay here, I'm doing a lot with it at long ranges even still. But it's more like super dominant, like close to medium range. But at like super long range, it isn't necessarily as dominant anymore. And that's just kind of counterintuitive to what we think about with DMRs. When I think of a DMR, I think of long range dominance. Now, you have to be more mindful of how fast you're shooting at those ranges. You have to really, really shoot intelligently. And if you just full spam all the time, you're going to miss your shots. And because we have to shoot slower at those ranges, your time to kill goes up drastically. Your time to kill is going to be your damage and your fire rate. Those two things are going to determine your time to kill. And when we have to shoot much slower at those longer ranges, it's really unlikely that you're going to be able to get kills at that range unless the person just isn't paying attention at all. There's no cover around near them. They're really lost, whatever. But something like the M16 is much better at those longer ranges because you don't really have to be mindful of how fast you shoot the gun, or a sniper even will dominate at those ranges. So I think the DMR 14 is actually in a good spot. It's very viable and it's very usable. If you haven't used it recently and you found success with it in the past, I would definitely recommend giving it another try because it's insane. I would still put it at a top tier weapon in the game. For me right now, probably the top tier like ranged rifles would probably be the CR56 AMAX, the Kilo, the M16, and the AUG. They're kind of interchangeable. And then the DMR 14. It's still ridiculous. It's still insane. You just kind of have to pay attention when you're shooting it. Whereas in the past, you didn't really have to pay attention at all. That's what made it so easy and so ridiculous. So that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to have the class setup next, even though it is just the same, still like same class setup that we always had with it. There is a slight variation that you can make if you want to. And then I'm going to let some gameplay play out showing this gun and what I thought of it on stream as I was using it. Once again, if you guys haven't already liked the video and subscribed, remember to do so. And I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching.
Just inbound.
So for our class setup, we're going to have agency suppressor. You could go for infantry compensator if the recoil is problematic for you. However, this doesn't reduce muzzle flash like the agency suppressor does, and I found the muzzle flash to be more bothering than the recoil when I was using this weapon. You could go for the SOCOM eliminator. This does reduce muzzle flash, and you kind of get a little bit of in between, but the agency suppressor has worked fine for me, and it does increase your bullet velocity, so that's important. Another important change, this just came out, True Game Data just uploaded a video on this. I had actually edited this video and had it done with the titanium barrel, but it turns out they reduced the titanium barrel's effective bullet velocity increase. So the titanium barrel used to give you the largest increase to bullet velocity, and now it gives you no increase to bullet velocity, and bullet velocity is a very important stat in Warzone. So now we're going to go for the Cavalry Lancer barrel. This does still increase the bullet velocity. True Game Data's video will be linked down in the description below if you want to see more of what changed without them telling us in the most recent update. So we're going to go for the Cavalry Lancer, Axial Arms 3X, Field Agent 4-grip, and then 30-round mag. So the only difference is if you want to change the muzzle and then take off titanium barrel and put on the Cavalry Lancer for the best bullet velocity that you can now get with the DMR 14. Fucking A. He backed out, so it counts as poached. Luckily, we still get enough money to buy Lodi. But, like, we should have more money there than we do. Now I have to be careful of that guy in the hotel sniping me, or just anybody, to be honest. This Bertha has a bounty on me.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
We're fucked. If he drives into me, my car will blow up.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Don't know what these kids are doing, dude. Did the other guy give up? I feel like he just went somewhere to camp my loadout.
Enemy UAV overhead.
That's gonna fuck anybody up who tries to drive at me. I just gotta move this car to safety.
I got the wheel.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Told you.
Gas is moving.
Where is this guy?
Only 10 left.
This guy really came to camp my loadout. Like, he's just gonna camp my loadout either way.
New safe zone located.
Alright, we actually got really fortunate here.
Gas is inbound.
I do not want the car to roll back.
I'll drive.
Wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to reload.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone
I got the
located.
wheel.
Gas is moving.
Dude, what is this game doing? Dude, that's so annoying. I was trying to jump on my car and it wouldn't let me. And then, of course, it's just rolling back for no reason. Like, we need an e-brake, dude.